Hey YouTube, Jason here with DayTradingFearless. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. And if you do find value in this, please hit the thumbs up. So as always, let's jump right into it. This is the weekly watch list for September 14th of 2020. And the first thing we're going to look at are the S&P Emini futures. Is we could see we have a daily chart with the daily market profile over here. And all we're doing really is starting to do a deeper pullback, I believe. I think it's, me personally, I think it's kind of feeling weak. We closed near the lows. We really haven't bounced that much. And if we look at just my price action of the waterfall, right, or the stair step trade, we made a high. This candle broke below. So a high, a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, double top, and lower high. So I think we may have another leg down lower. It just feels heavy, but we will see what happens Monday. Let's grab a Fibonacci, go from low to high. We have our 38% right around this 33. We have the 200 period coming up, and also the value area high of this entire market profile. So maybe around the 3160 level, maybe a couple more days this will kind of match up, and then we could kind of look at this as X marks the spot for a potential short term, and maybe clean up the market profile inside here, maybe try to start to get a nice clean bell-shaped curve here, spend time here like what we are doing here with all this sideways action. So we will see. Kind of looking at the chart, I'm gonna say, being very unbiased, we do have excess up here. We do have excess down here. Nice bell-shaped curve on the market profile. Maybe the highs are in. So we will see. But I'm going to definitely be watching this 3150 level, maybe even the 32, is we could kind of see this resistance, fall, pull back, breakout, pull back, support now, very first retest. So also with a high volume node right here. So probably this 3200 level I do like for potential bounce. If we kind of keep going on from there, probably watch this 3160, so on, and then the 38%. So that's what I'm looking at for the ESs. If we pull up SPY, kind of the same thing, right? Let's pull our Fibonacci if you're a SPY trader. Okay, same exact thing, kind of maybe watch this 320 level. We did come right down to the low volume node. This is why I love market profile. Pull back, low volume node, and that's exactly where we bounced from. Very little time was spent. Also looks like we almost filled the gap here. So maybe a little more ways down. There's a couple more little gaps here that need to be filled. So we will see 305 is the 38. So, but definitely I'd be watching the probably 322 level and then down to the 316 level on SPY. Also, don't forget this coming Friday was it the 20 or the 19th, or sorry, the 18th, this coming Friday is options expiration. It's quadruple witching, where futures, options, and all that. And remember, we roll our future contracts to, we're now basing everything on the future contracts to the December contracts on futures. So watch those levels, maybe a little more downside. If we kind of bounce back up, we'll see how the week plays. We still have room on the RSI to fall. Now let's take a look at gold. We're going to look at GLD. Very interesting. I drew this a couple of weeks ago when we looked at pop above, fail, pop above. Who knows what's happening? All I know is we have a really, really nice kind of a bell-shaped curve right here. We have excess up above a little bit. We could say that's excess. We have excess below. Nice bell-shaped curve. Gold is just going sideways. Maybe if the market takes off to the downside, like I was showing you, then maybe gold gets a bid. But right now, high, low, this is all we need to kind of look at. And let's readjust all these trend lines. Let's redraw them. Because remember, trend lines could be redrawn at any time. Is price kind of don't think of once you draw them one time, that's it. So let's now look at this. Okay, bigger bull flag. We're still in that bull flag. Maybe a pullback, right, to our 38 that we've been watching for. Very low volume node, gap, things like that. So we'll see. But if the but going back, high, low, lower high, lower higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high. I don't know, chart's getting a little messy, but if you want to look at it this way, high, lower high, lower high, lower high, meaning every time we bounce, we make a lower high. Okay, until that's taken out, until this high right now is taken out, the market's bearish. So just kind of think of it that way, and watch your market profile. Probably value area high here with downtrend with 38% fib retracement. Potentially X marks the spot. I will definitely be a buyer of gold right around this 1700 or 172 level if we get there. So I'll leave this chart as is and let's see what happens. Next, let's take a look at crude oil. We've been looking at crude oil for the last few weeks. If you know, I've been calling for this rising wedge, right? Bearish pattern. Okay, we're falling down. I've been calling for that 35 level. Okay, this level right here, which was right around 35. I want to know something? 36.17. We're almost there, right? Pretty close. This goes out to you, Kieran. You and I have talked about crude oil. I said probably back here I'd be watching for the 35 level. So just you kind of agreed with me. So here's a shout out to you, Kieran. Hope you're doing good. But yeah. So let's see if this is a potential bear flag forming, right? We have our flagpole, bear flag, okay? Maybe we have another leg lower and now maybe get to the 32, 33 level and fill this in on the market profile, retest these lows on crude oil. I think if the market rolls over, gold goes higher, crude oil may have another leg lower. And if we just draw basic fib, let's just go from this high to this low, fib extension back up. Okay, these are our levels. Look at that, right around the 34, 33 level, right, for a completion of this pattern. So I will leave this up for future, for the next week or two and see what happens there. Next, one of our favorites that I love talking about because so many people trade it is Apple. Nice pullback. Again, excess up here. Really no excess down here, but I'm not going to kind of make a big deal of it. But we did have a little bit of divergence from this entire move up. This was telling it. Here we fall. So now I think, do we come down to refill this gap, which is exactly at the 38.2? Watch the 106. I will definitely start to nibble around this 106 for the long side. If we get down to 95, 96 level, I will be adding there too to a longer term position. I want to buy back or buy into Apple, but I want to be patient and wait for these pullbacks. I did nibble this week, just took small position. Again, these are longer term positions, looking for retest up near the highs, but I did buy some around 112 on the first down day. I believe that was a Tuesday or whatever. I bought some on that spike low. So that's what we're looking at for Apple. And then finally, NKLA, Nikola. I know they're in the news. Guggenheim or something, Gutenberg, some bunch of short sellers, some big company who does short selling. They came out, said the company's a fraud. Look, I have no clue. GM just invested $2 billion into it. You would think GM would have done their due diligence to make sure, like, actually go to the factory, see what's going on, and hopefully see a real car that actually works, that they're talking about doing. But we're talking about GM, so who knows. But with that being said, I will give you my personal thoughts on this. I actually got long a little bit. Yesterday, I believe it was, up around this 37 level. Again, long term. Maybe this becomes a Tesla in a couple of years. Who knows, where it goes up to $1,000. I like the risk reward. But on the flip side, I really don't like the CEO. I think the CEO's fraud. He's shady. Never met the guy. Have no clue who he is. It's just when he talks, there's something about him. And if you guys have not watched over on Hulu, the Theranos, if you guys remember Theranos years ago, the kind of the blood testing kit, that whole DNA thing. She was a complete fraud. It almost sounds like that's what's going on with this stock. But again, I am long a little bit just in case there is something. Okay, who knows? But be very careful. But again, we should be holding this 30 level. If we give up the 30, we might see a 20 real quick. Okay, just kind of where all the longs are just kind of puke. But again, look at it. Hey, who knows what this company is? A lot of people said the same thing about Tesla, how Elon wasn't this, that, blah, blah, blah. So we will see what happens back in, and I'm talking about the early days of Tesla. So we'll see what happens. But be careful out there and have a great weekend. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.